I just wanted to take a moment to say that I'm sorry. I rushed to judgment. I should have took more time looking at the gameplay and seeing what the developers had to say before jumping to a conclusion. I'm truly sorry. And now that I have had ample time to do some research, examining the gameplay more closely, I have come to my senses. I am now only truly able to see how big of a turd this game is going to be. It's gonna flop like a fish with Tourette's. This game is going to make Watch Dogs Legion look like a freaking masterpiece. And although mainstream media is going to do their best to keep this afloat in terms of the Metacritic score, the user score, on the other hand, is going to be on fire. It's just going to be one huge disconnected experience, a map littered with icons, half of which activities you wouldn't even do if they paid you because of how monotonous, tedious, and unfulfilling they will be. The best case scenario for Saints Row Reboot is average, and I'm not paying $60+ in this day and age with the economy shitting the bed, bad inflation, World War III right around the corner. Especially under these conditions, I'm not going to give my hard-earned money as a donation to these hacks. No gratias, no grazie, niet spasiba. I'd rather burn my money than contribute to this manifestation they're calling Saints Row. Listen up, kids. When you've been around as long as I have, you become more aware. You start to see things from a mile away. And when I look at this game, it's like somebody shooting a huge flare into the sky, and in that flare, it reads, "Turn back, my son. Go back the way you came. Run. And for the love of God, cover your eyes or you'll go blind." That's the vibe I'm getting anytime I see gameplay, anytime I read something these politicians, activists, developers wrote. You know it's going to be caca anytime you see more and more gameplay and it's actually getting you less excited. I might be bitter, I might be annoying, I might be handsome, but I'm not a hater. Like, I want to see people succeed. I genuinely want everybody to enjoy their lives no matter who they are, where they're from, religion, sex. I don't give a fuck. If you have a good heart, I want you to enjoy your life. So this idea that an opinion opposite than yours is always born from hate, or you have all these labels in your pocket, and anytime somebody says something you don't like, you just reach in your back pocket, pull one of those labels out and throw it like it's a paper airplane. He's a hater, he's a racist, he's a this, he's a that. It's getting old. I have some advice for you. Why don't you just use your God-given brain and actually challenge the person's argument using your own points? I know it's easier to just follow what everyone else is doing and just go with whatever the popular opinion is, but why don't you actually try to be your own person one day? You might like it. While we're here, let's talk about go woke, go broke, and what it means to me. But before I do, some of the most interesting, enjoyable characters have been non-white, non-male, non-straight. That's a fact, okay? Dragon Age Inquisition had quite a few, actually. And so, it's not this idea that, oh, I'm anti-inclusion or anti-whatever. It's this idea that I'm tired of seeing the industry manipulate certain groups of people for money. It's as simple as that. They're exploiting us. That's a fact. And these developers have also created defense systems, so if you do try and criticize exploitative video games, you'll be accused of all sorts of very bad things. So, if you plan on reviewing their game, you better approach with caution. Essentially, reviewing the game differently than you would any other one, because you don't want to be accused of being a homophobe because you brought up the fact that these developers seem to be exploiting the LGBT community. You don't want to be called a racist for pointing out the fact that they're trying to cash in on Black Lives Matter. Don't put a woman or a gay character in the game just to say you have a woman or gay character in the game. Make it count. Actually develop that character like you would everyone else. Otherwise, it's what they would call a token character. And as I touched on in one of my other videos, they're very manipulative. Are you tired of racism? Buy our game. It will send a message. They are truly pathetic. And while we're all bickering with each other, they're taking advantage of all of us equally. We're all in the same boat. And as far as I'm concerned, all the gay, female, people of color, gamers that I know want the same exact thing as I do out of a video game. And that is a good time, an enjoyable experience. It's always short hair, dyed pink or blue. It's so obvious that they're not trying. If they were, they would understand that every gay and lesbian person doesn't have short, dyed hair. And so if you want to be outraged about something, I would be outraged about that. How they continue to exploit your communities. And so when I see how these developers have been talking, acting, treating their customers, combined with the gameplay, I have a very good idea of what to expect with a reboot. So as much as you think I'm making these videos for clicks, I'll say this one last time. If that was most important to me, I would be on my hands and knees jerking off one developer while blowing the other. Oh, the game is amazing. Oh my god, it's so good. This is the best game ever. The next game that comes out, oh, this is the best game ever. Every game is the best game ever. Every game is amazing. Every game, these motherfuckers are pumping videos one after the other. Shill, shill, shill. That's where the money's at. Trust me.